toxic job to owning my own business. How you guys doing? Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I moved on from a job and running someone else's business to starting my own business. My name is Ace. I am a father. I am a wonderful husband, or at least I'd like to think so. And today I would like to share with you a story about how I went from working for a toxic man to having my own business and making more money, which is probably what you hear from different gurus out there that have never done it, but they're quick to tell you a story. 2021, I was driving a truck driver, one of those 5-ton trucks. And I was working for a guy. That's before I started my own. Long story short, I was making a certain amount of money. It wasn't much. And I spoke with a person who was asking for an employee. And that employee was me. That person was asking, he was telling me that he's willing to pay me whatever I'm making at that old job to run his landscaping / lawn care / snow removal business. And I agreed. Now, what happened is when I started, I felt like that other job was really toxic. But let me tell you guys something. I realized that I cannot work for anybody. It's very tough for me to work for people. Although I've always been a good employee, honest, integrity. Even when no one's looking, I would do the job the way I'm supposed to do it. All right. Now, I didn't like what I was doing with the truck driving, and the guy was giving me a hard time and all that stuff. So I ended up moving to this lawn care snow removal company. After a couple months, things were going well. Everything was good. And then slowly I started learning how to run a skid. I've always known how to run a skid steer, but dealing with his equipment and his trailers and his tying him down and his system. And I learned his system pretty quick, probably in 2 months. And so he had about 6 or 7 people working for him at the time. And I realized that I can do everything that any one of these guys can do, which is huge. A year went by. Things started. I wasn't very happy. He wasn't a very pleasant man to work for. Let's just say that. And actually, after 3 years of working for him, running everything for him, and then picking up the slack when all of his other silly employees, I don't want to cuss on here, but horrible employees. When it snows, you're on salary. When it snows, you're supposed to be there. And what these guys do is they take turns. Every time it snows, one guy's in the hospital, one guy's mom is sick, one guy's kid is sick, one guy can't make it, one guy's vehicle, it's just always something silly going on with these people. And he would treat them like gold, and he would treat me horribly. My family and his family were enemies. And so I started, after a while of dealing with his BS and his disrespect and his underpaying me and overworking me and just not showing any appreciation. I think he said thank you 5 times in 3 years. And I've made him I've made him hundreds of thousands of dollars. All right. And probably 5 or 6 thank yous during that time. So you can imagine what kind of man he was. Now, and I'm making this video so I can motivate people to stop taking shit from people. Stop taking BS from people and start doing your own thing, right? Now, if you have a job, you got to be a good employee. You can't be a horrible employee, because that's just, to be a good leader, you have to be a good student. And that's how it works with the business world. And so I started realizing that this man, and his customers would always talk to me. They would always try to get a hold of me. They would ask for me to go show up and do the work for them. And he would never tell me that, but I would find out in various ways that these customers would actually ask for me. So for some reason, he was just, I hate saying the word jealous, but why else would he hide good achievements from me and things that I do well, instead of being a good leader and pushing me and telling me, man, you're doing a great job. These people are asking for you. These people care about you and they love you and all that, right? He almost lost a lot of people that I took control and took back and kept them in his company. Now, let's move on to what made me want to start my own business. And in a different video, I'm going to give you guys a step by, and I'm not just saying that, I will make this video soon. So if you like this and you want to hear more about that and you want to see how easy, I wouldn't say easy, it just takes work, but it is easy. It's simple. It's not easy, it's simple. Step by step, and how you can start your own. And I can give you a broad idea of what you can do and what kind of service industry or products you could get into. So as I was saying, what made me want to start my own business is looking at him and realizing that I'm running his show. I'm building his dream. I'm taking control of, he would leave me no choice but to run the company. And at the same time, he would try to take control in front of other employees when there's no one else to run it but me. So it was extremely difficult dealing with that. And I brought that home, unfortunately. Anyone that has a job out there, don't bring that home, because he would put me in a bad mood and all that stuff. But anyway, enough of that. I learned a lot, and he actually, thanks to him, I started my own business. Because if he treated me well, I don't think I would have thought about starting my own business. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? So I was already a subcontractor. So I had my own company, my own corporation, my own LLC, right? And I would get paid through my company, right? And so I realized, hey, I'm doing all the work. He's getting all the credit. He's taking all the money. He's underpaying me, undercutting me, taking advantage of me, trying to extract things. He used to take advantage of me. I am no victim. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not telling you guys that I'm a victim. What I'm telling you is the reasons why I decided to start my own company. And so I decided, you know what? I paid a guy that I know personally. I paid him for a logo, for a website. I got my Google listing, and I started advertising, hoping. I was in the dark. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I started putting ads up, and to my surprise, a lot of people started contacting me. And so, even before that, so when I just started it, I started giving out free spring cleanups, because it's a landscaping, lawn care, and snow removal company that I started. The same thing that I was running for him. Look at that, hey, how the world works. And so I started contacting people that had homes that would like a service, and I would give them free cleanups, free spring cleanups, free cuts, all that good stuff. And I would ask for nothing but Google reviews. And obviously people are more than happy to give a review to save a couple $100, right? And so I did that for a while, and I started building my name. And then I paid that guy about $50 just to make me a single page ad that I paid money to advertise on Facebook. And again, in a different video, I'll get into that and how easy it is to actually get clients. You just got to find the right business, the right service, and everything else will fall into place. And I noticed that there was a lot of people. So when winter came, I already built the base. I think I got maybe 5 or 6 clients, and I put that ad up for $50. And it was the most beautiful thing, you guys. You could imagine. So I hired a couple of guys for the winter while I was working for this guy. So I worked for this guy for a year after cut. I worked for this guy for a year while I had my company running for a year. All right. So I hired a couple guys as I was running his business, and I put a few clients together for snow removal. I think I had 16, and I had the 2 guys running it. And I was running his show, and he had 60 or 15 clients. So, which is kind of weird, because now this guy, I'm running my own company with the same amount of clients that he has. Now, mind you, he's got, I think about 4 or 5 commercial clients out of the 16 or the 15. So he's making more money than me, but I've got 16 clients, and I just started my business, and I'm running his show, and he has no idea. So I had stickers on the window of my vehicle, and so I didn't put it on the back. I just put it on the window because I didn't want him to know what I was doing at all. I know it's sneaky, but when I would go to pick up my check, so I made it where it's on my back window where I could roll it down so he doesn't see the logo. So I did that for a year. You guys can imagine I was running a business behind his back, and it's not his business. I could run 20, and if he doesn't like it, he could fire me. But I have a family. I got a baby girl that was just born, right? Like I have a 15-month-old baby. So it was the biggest jump, the most risky jump I've ever took. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. And so I was really worried to leave him, although I knew I had a running company and all I needed to do is put all my energy into this company and start knocking on doors and doing whatever I have to do. And so I realized that, hey, after a while, after a year, and I would take his crap all the time, knowing that I had a company and two guys running it. And it got hectic trying to run two companies at once, and then one hiding it from this guy and then running it. And I was on social media, and it was just a crazy time, but it was a beautiful time. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I think you could do that as well, especially if your boss is a POS, especially if your boss is not appreciating you. Sometimes I just wanted to thank you. That's all I needed. I didn't need him to buy me lunch. He bought me lunch, I think, twice in 3 years. But when I'm not around, he would buy the other guy. I'm telling you guys, it was just hilarious. I would just hear things behind my back. And if he could get rid of me, he would have. But he was traveling. He was like, he met somebody overseas or whatever, and he would travel to go see her and come back and get plastic surgeries and stuff like that. The guy's like 52, man, 53. And you're worried. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Plastic surgery. And I didn't think that was right for a guy like him. He started hitting the gym. And anyway, so he would rely on me. He can't really get rid of me. And I didn't want to leave him until the time was right. And when the time was right, I left him. I told him, hey, listen. And then so it was a week before I told him I had to leave. My wife came with the vehicle, and I forgot to roll the window down. And I was saying hi to my baby girl. So I'm like, open the window, because he was there when my wife came to visit me at the job site. And so obviously he saw the sign. He didn't say anything about it. But I'm like, you know what? It's time. So about 5 days or a week later, I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm moving on. I'm starting my own. And that day, he was giving me shit on the phone. I'm so blessed. You guys have no idea how blessed I am. I don't have to deal with nobody's bullshit anymore. I got 30 clients right now. And if I lose one, and I love them, all of them, and I respect them, and I go above and beyond, and I do a lot more than what I'm supposed to for them. And I'm happy to do it. And I'm blessed to do it. But if you lose one client or two clients, you could go get more. But when you have one boss that you got to listen to, it was just horrible. That's why there's no cap to what you can do when you have your own business. You could go get 30 more clients. With your boss, only one boss, you got to please that one person. And you're always worried, oh, is he pissed? Is he not? Having 30 clients, yeah, maybe you might piss one off, or two or three or four or five or six or seven or eight, 10 of them. You could go out and get 10 more. Right? But I'm not encouraging pissing your customers off, because you won't grow if you do that. Right? I got 5-star reviews. All of my reviews are 5-star. And I'm at 30 right now, which is not a lot, but I'm working on it. And so he tells me, the day that I tell him I'm leaving, he tells me, hey, this is the worst time to be taking a leap like that. And he was traveling in a couple weeks or a week. And he was like, and he would hide that from me. So I would hear it from other people that he's traveling. It was just weird. The guy was weird with me, man. I can't even explain to you like why he would do all these things, right? So I heard, I would hear about him wanting to travel. And I heard that he was traveling, but he never told me. But that's not why I chose that day, because he would travel frequently, right? And he's like, it's a bad time right now. You got all kinds of people, to enter this business. The barriers are very low. And there's people taking, he would tell me, because it's like, let's say $250 a house. He's like, there's people taking houses for 120, They're servicing houses for $120. And I'm like, I know that's how it is, man. And I was still scared at the time because I'm like, I'm literally saying bye to my salary. And then I got friends and family around me that are telling me, oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I would leave the guarantee. You're ready to get stuck for the rest of your life on a salary. What is a salary? A salary is a morphine needle that they give you every month to shut you up, to kill your dreams. And that's why I'm here to tell you guys. Anywho, that was the leap that I took. And now I have my own company. I'm doing well. I'm happy. I got my own schedule. I do work hard, but I don't have anyone to tell me what and when to do it. I get it done when I want to get it done. I send people out when I want to send people. It's just a blessing, and anyone can do it. You guys can do it too. All right, this is it for this video. I just wanted to share the story with you. If you like it, subscribe, comment your story. I would love for you guys to comment if you're having a hard time with your boss, what your boss is doing the most, the top 3 things that your boss is doing that is making you want to leave or start your own business. And I'm going to be making a few more videos particularly about that. And hopefully you guys can gain some value out of it. All right. Again, my name is Ace Hassani. I'm blessed to have you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.